From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. At first, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Quaker Oats don't seem to have much in common. MIT is one of the finest research universities in the United States. Since its foundation in 1861, MIT's faculty, students, and alumni have produced astonishing breakthroughs in a wide range of scientific pursuits. Founded in 1901, the Quaker Oats Company grew into a global entity. Over the past century, Quaker Oats has been involved in everything from video games to children's toys and film financing, as well as human experimentation. Here's where it gets crazy. In the 1940s and 50s, Quaker Oats was in a fierce competition with their notorious breakfast rival, Cream of Wheat. Additionally, the public had serious doubts about the nutritional value of cereal, a sentiment at least partially created by Edward Bernays' campaign to make bacon and eggs the ultimate breakfast food. The cereal makers were particularly concerned by recent studies indicating that grains used in their products might prevent the absorption of iron and calcium. Quaker Oats needed studies of their own, something to contradict the earlier research and, additionally, solidify their place as number one in the cereal market. As luck would have it, Quaker Oats learned that MIT was hoping to study how humans absorb minerals and vitamins. The cereal company jumped at the chance to fund this research, and with additional financing from the National Institute of Health and the Atomic Energy Commission, MIT scientists put their plan in action. They traveled to the Fernald State School and asked some children to join a science club. This was advertised as a fun, unique opportunity for kids to learn about science, receive neat gifts like Mickey Mouse watches, and even go on field trips. Not to mention all the free cereal. Since Fernald was an institution for children considered feeble-minded, developmentally disabled, or simply abandoned by their parents, this seemed like an immensely charitable initiative. However, the scientists didn't tell the children or parents involved that the cereal these kids were eating contained radioactive calcium and iron to assist in tracing the digestive process through their bodies. Some of the children had to sign their own consent forms despite being illiterate at the time. The story would have remained a little-known blip on the radar of historic villainy were it not for the work of Boston Globe journalist Scott Allen, who published a story on the study in 1993, prompting a Senate hearing to determine just how much radiation these disadvantaged children had encountered. According to the official statements, it wasn't an astonishingly high amount. For the experiment involving iron, children were exposed to 170 to 330 millirems, which translates to a higher risk of cancer in roughly 1 out of 2,000 cases. The survivors of the experiments launched a class action lawsuit, and eventually MIT and Quaker Oats settled out of court. In all fairness to these institutions, it should be known that modern forms of research ethics, including the idea of informed consent, had not become a mainstream practice at this time. While this pales in comparison to the depravity of the Tuskegee experiments, it also stands as another example of the dangerous double-edged sword known as human experimentation. Data gleaned in these experiments did, for example, become useful in later osteoporosis research. However, this is another case of a disadvantaged population being railroaded into a potentially fatal guinea pig situation, and it is only one of many. Rumors of illegal human experimentation continue today, not just with US-affiliated firms, but across the globe, in North Korea, in Russia, and more. Many of these claims remain unsubstantiated, and many may be little more than propaganda or creepypasta. But whether those rumors are true or false, the fact remains. We will likely never discover all of the unethical experiments that occurred in the recent past, or are occurring as you watch this video. For now, we are only scratching the surface of the stuff they don't want you to know. Join us on a journey beneath this surface into the depths of human experimentation in our upcoming audio podcast, available at stufftheydon'twantyouToknow.com.